Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time, I know, but I'm on a journey, like a self-healing journey. But yeah, so that's been taking up a lot of my time, but it's been really good. So this video is going to be about basically if you're just getting new into makeup and you really don't know what to do, don't know where to start or anything like that. So that's what I'm here for. So I think I started when I was really young, probably like in middle school, and then I just fell in love with makeup and it's always been like a part of me. So basically we're talking about eyeshadow and like the steps of how to make it look nice. So first and foremost, you want to get some good moisturizer and basically like a sunscreen. And that really makes your skin like supple and protects it from the sun and so forth. Next, what you're going to want to do is get concealer. So this will act as like the base. Think of like painting a wall. You want something to go underneath the finished color paint that you're going to put on it so it like sticks better and looks better. So for that, I'm going cheap with this. You don't what is it, like Tarte Shape Tape concealer is really good, but you don't need to do that necessarily starting out, especially if you're just like dabbling in makeup and you just want to like feel the waters to see if you're even interested in continuing doing makeup. So basically I have a few suggestions here. I like to go to Walgreens. TJ Maxx is really good. I use this for an example. This is the e.l.f. concealer and it also has a highlighter with it, and I got this for legit like $2 compared to other high brand concealers that are like $20-$30. So you don't really need that. You can just go with this. I mean, you're not even going to see it. It's going to be underneath your eyeshadow. The other one I got was the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. It's a really good one. And then I have the Fit Me concealer to match the Fit Me foundation. So those are just some of my suggestions. There's also some other NYX ones that are out there, some other lower brand ones, and then you also have your high brand concealers. Next, what I usually like to do is take my overall what do you call that, like a translucent powder that you put on top of your foundation. If you don't know what that is, you'll eventually learn. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I don't always use this on top of my foundation, but I always usually use this on top of my concealer, because what happens when you use concealer on your eyes and then you don't matte it down, it will make your eyeshadow very smudgy, especially if you're doing like other like high pigments of color, like really neon colors. It will just become very muddy if you don't matte it down with a natural color. So I like to use the Airspin loose face powder, the original one. So it looks like this. And I will be showing you guys a couple of examples of how I do mine, so stay tuned for that in this video. But basically all I do is just take a little bit of it and just gently go over my concealer. So there's that. And then also, I think this was like $6. Excuse me. And then it's very like powdery, so if you don't like that, then don't get that one. But also, now moving on to your eyeshadows. So there are many eyeshadow palettes out there. You can go on Amazon, you can go to Walmart, you can go basically anywhere, and even the dollar store, and you will find an eyeshadow palette. So you don't need to spend so much money on your very first eyeshadow palette. I go to TJ Maxx. I got this one and it's the Ellen Tracy 12 eyeshadow palette for $6. And it is gorgeous. I just picked it up for my birthday yesterday. It's kind of hard to open sometimes. But look at these shades, guys. Excuse my lighting, but look at those. For $5.99. You can't beat that. And in this palette, you have your neutrals, you have some brights, some shimmers, so you can really play with it. And this will work for every look that you want to do, whether it be just a summer day, a fall day, a night out with the girls, whatever you want. So I really suggest that you go to TJ Maxx or pick something up from NYX or something. You don't need to spend a lot of money like all these makeup gurus on some $60 palette to find out that you don't even like makeup. So start small and then work your way up. Less is more, especially in makeup. Oh, okay. So let's see here. So basically, guys, what I'm going to do next, and I will zoom in and do a step-by-step of how I do a more natural makeup, and then I will play it up a bit with a more flirty, summery vibe makeup. And I will show you how I do my blending techniques, because I really think that eyeshadow comes down to like blending to make it look flawless. And I just want to let you guys know that if you can't do it at first, it's okay, just keep trying. Like I said, I've been doing makeup for a very, very long time, and that's how I've got as good as I am without sounding full of myself. It took a lot of practice, and I practice every day. Makeup is like an outlet for me, as you guys know if you've been watching my channel long enough. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the natural look. Alright guys, so like I said before, I've already primed my face, and that's another thing too. If you really want to, you can go out and you can buy some eyeshadow primers. These really work well for a lot of like neon color eyeshadows, but I really don't find that it really does much for me. I've only tried a couple of them, and I just rather go without them for right now. So that's also a choice. But I did put on some sunscreen. I didn't put on moisturizer, and that might bite me in the butt, but I don't really have any like dry patches right now around my eyes, so I think I'm gonna be okay. So what I'm gonna do now is pick a concealer, and I'm going to go in with, actually let me go in with the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and basically you just lay it on top like this. And you can either next use your finger or a beauty blender. If you're new to this community, these are supposed to be wet. They don't really say that, but you're supposed to get them wet and it will blend things better. So that's what I'm gonna do, but you can use your finger. And you just lightly blend that into your skin. Now, a lot of people like to do their eyeshadow before they do their face. Some like to do it after. I will say that some eyeshadows create fallout, and that's just pigments of the color that fall down on your face. They also do make little like face under eye shields, so you can just take them off, or you can use some like Scotch tape, so you won't have to worry about any smudging. But I did not put any foundation on, and I don't intend to because my face is like really breaking out right now. So there's that. So there we have it. I put some of the concealer on, and basically now, as I said before, we're gonna go in with the Airspun powder and gently lay that on top just to make it more of a matte. Cover the whole lid. And sometimes what will happen, especially if you wait a while after you put the concealer on before you put the powder on, it will create creasing, and you want to blend that out either with your beauty blender or your finger so that your eyeshadow after the powder will be smooth. Otherwise it will create like lines, and it will be very, very patchy, and it won't look good. So make sure you blend that out before you put the loose powder on. And now your eyes are all good and basically primed for your eyeshadow of choice. So on one eye I'm going to be doing natural, and on the other eye I'm going to play it up a bit with some brighter colors. Now you can choose whatever you want to do. I will say that for different eye looks, different eye color shades, different eyeshadows go better with that eye color, and I'll make a separate video for that. Just keep that in mind. You can play with the eyeshadows until you find out. I know with green eyes, purple pinks really bring out my green eyes. Same with brown, purple brings it out. So you can just play with it, like I said, until you figure out what brings your eye color out. I'll be jumping right back in with the Ellen Tracy eyeshadow palette I just got. Another thing that you can do after you put the concealer on, a lot of eyeshadows, and I prefer them to be like this, the ones that I get, come with this already very natural shade color, and you can use that instead of the translucent powder that I used from the Airspin. That works just as good. So right now what I'm going to be doing is taking a almost fluffy brush, and then there's also one like this, and I'm going to be taking that fluffy brush. I get these brushes, this one's really cool. I've showed it before, but I just love these, and so do my kids. I'm going to be taking that fluffy brush and going in with a more like, let's see here, let's go with brown. Just going on there like that, and then I'm going to be fanning it over my crease. I have, how would you say, hooded eyes. So what I like to do so that my eyes don't look more hooded or closed in is I go above the crease that God gave me, and I basically go over it like this in a fan-like motion. And guys, it is okay if it doesn't look good when you start out. I'm a painter, and it never looks good when I start out. You just gotta play with it and trust the process. Looks like that. Basically, you just fan. Just keep on fanning, and you can build it up as much as you want. Really have fun with it. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with this very light translucent shade almost. Pick that up, and you can either tap the brush, blow on it, your choice. And basically you go on top of where that line really comes to a line right here at the top of that shade, and then there's like white in between, and you just want to blend that out. So blending is the key in doing your eyeshadow as far as I'm concerned. I get a lot of compliments on it, and people are like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, it's simple. You just keep blending and blending and blending until you get the desired look that you would like. Basically, you keep blending until that line disappears. And now what I'm going to do, you can leave it like this and stick that translucent shade that we just used to blend over here so this blends into this, or you can take a shimmery, that's what I meant to say, shade on top of it to give it more like of a glam natural look. So that's what I'm going to do, just to play it up a tiny bit. So we have many shimmer shades in this palette, so I think what I'm going to do with this one is take this like rose gold kind of look, and this is where you can use your finger and just go like that, and you just lay it on top. I like to just like place it in the middle, and then you can take a more precise brush like this, just blend over it. If it looks kind of muddy, you can go over it with that darker shade to really contrast or make it like a deeper shade towards the corner. So basically you end up with something like that. And now I'm going to be doing the lower lash, because a lot of the time, some people don't know this, especially when you're starting out. I didn't know this at first when I started out, but if you add color to the bottom, it brings your eyes out even more, and a lot of people who have hooded eyes like me were scared of doing that because we feel like it would close the eye more, but it doesn't. I'll show you. So I'm going to be taking that brown color that I used, and then probably, let's see, a pinkier shade, so this one right here. So I'm gonna go in with a more precise brush and then go on the outer corner. Like so, and stop at really like the middle. Like that. And blend that into the edge of the top eyeshadow that you created with the fan motion. And now I'm going to be taking that pinky shade right here. And like I said, I like this one because I know that with my eye color, pink really brings out the green. So I'm going to be taking that underneath, bringing it almost to the tear duct, but not quite. And for you new makeup artists, if you don't know, a lot of beauty gurus call this the inner corner of your eye, and that's where you can give a pop of color. Usually it's like a white champagne look, the same if you've heard of highlighter, you can put that there as well, and it will just bring light to the corner of your eye, making them look bigger, fuller, just more alert. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to be taking the, let's go with this color right here. Just popping that ever so slightly in the inner corner of my eye and mixing the pink and shimmer together on the bottom. Like so. And then just blending the top and the inner corner together. I think this one turned it into more like a color shade, so I might do the other side more of a natural shade. It's really hard for me to stop when I play with makeup. I'm just like, oh, I'll add this and I'll add this and I'll add this. It's just the lifestyle of a makeup artist. So look forward to that. So yeah. Also what I like to do, what I find out is that when you are all completed your makeup look, sometimes you have this line from the fan motions. So you have this line right here. And what I like to do is either use that translucent powder in the beginning or a very nude shade and blend that out up until here until you see no more line. Or you can take another or the same highlighter shade and just bring it up until here and just blend it until it disappears. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is a natural look on this side, I promise. Alright guys, so for my left eye, as I promised, I'm going to be trying my best to do the natural side, so it would just be a simple look. I did switch palettes because that one has more like really awesome bright colors and a lot of shimmers, and it can be very scary at first. Like, it looks pretty but you don't know what to do with it, and sometimes you just end up with a muddy mess, or I don't know, just a really cool work of art, but you're just sitting there like, I don't know how I got this far. So basically I turned to, this is like my ride or die with natural makeups. I turn to this palette a lot, and I think I also got it at TJ Maxx. It is Milani Bold Obsessions. Milani is a really good brand. You can find it anywhere, Ulta, Target, I think Walmart even sells it. But look at this one, excuse the dirty mirror, but a lot of natural shades, a little bit of shimmer so you can have fun too, but we're primarily going to stick to the natural shades, hopefully. So I'm going to be going in with a fluffy brush, looks like this, And I'm going to be doing the fan motion again. And I'm going to be first taking this lighter brown in the corner. Just picking some of that up and ever so slightly making a fan motion. And this time I'm going to be taking it up a little further, up near my brow bone. I think I'm going to switch to my other fluffy brush. Just an easy fan motion on your eyelid. And now I'm going to be taking a little bit darker right next to it, a deeper brown. Going a little bit lower. So it starts to look like that. And now I'm going to be taking this really deep brown right here. And I'm going to actually go in with a more precise brush. It looks like this. And these types of brushes are good for getting in like the creases of your eye, just to really add definition to the eyeshadow look. And I'm going to be placing that in the outer part of my crease. And don't worry if it looks a little muddy at first, because you can always blend. Just really, like I said earlier, have fun with it. Doing makeup should be fun. I'm going to be taking that same second brown, and I'm going to be blending the darker brown with that brown, just so there is no harsh lines. Taking this top, very much used lighter shade, and I'm going to be blending basically from where my eyebrow starts until that first shade of brown. So it looks something like that. Now we're going to do the bottom lash line, and starting with that darkest shade on the outer corner. Taking my second shade of brown and going in the middle and blending it into the darkest shade. I'm going to be taking this shimmery champagne color right here, going in with a more direct brush and shooting that on my inner corner and blending it into the top inner corner. So basically you're like connecting the dots. And there you have it. So you have your more bold look, and then you have your more natural look. Alright guys, I really hope that helped. I know I wish I had a more step-by-step when I first started out in makeup, but this is just some stuff that I learned along the way. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!